morning, dear students. I am Miss NAVEDA SHAIKH from Brahan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's session, we'll be learning something new and interesting from a science textbook. So let's get started. Good morning, dear students. I am Mrs. NAVEDA SHAIKH from MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's class, we'll be learning a very interesting part of your scholarship, and we'll be learning about number line from your math syllabus. Okay, so you've already learned about number line. You have a brief idea about how exactly a number line looks, and we will be solving few questions related to that number line. Okay, so let's get started and learn something new and interesting. So we have learned up till now what exactly are numbers and all different types of numbers you have learned, right? So knowing number line is also very important, and understanding the number line is also very important in order to solve the sums which come based on the number lines. Okay, so it is very important. So let's understand the number line first, and then we will solve a few questions on it. Okay, what exactly is a number line? A number line is a line on which we mark numbers, just like a line. It extends till infinity in both directions. If you have noticed, the number line has arrow heads on both the sides. Arrow heads denote that it could be extended on both the sides, infinite, till infinity. Okay. So a number line is a line on which we can mark numbers. एक line है जिस पे हम लोग numbers mark कर सकते हैं, उसे दोनों sides से हम लोग extend कर सकते हैं और numbers लिख सकते हैं. At the center, we take a point and call it 0. We usually give this point a letter name, and it is O, which stands for origin. Okay, so whenever you draw a number line, you always have a center of that number line. एक center होता है जहाँ पर हम लोग O लिखते हैं या 0 लिखते हैं. And from there, on the right hand side, you write down all the positive numbers, and on the left hand side of that 0, you write down all the negative numbers. Right? So that O or that 0 stands for, that O stands for origin, which is in the center of the number line. Then we can mark points on both sides of the line. The points to the right of 0 are all considered to be positive numbers. The points to the left of 0 are all considered to be the negative numbers. The number value of the point is called the coordinate. We also gave each point a letter name. Okay, so there are 3 points that we have discussed here. First thing, हम लोग ने last slide में देखे कि 0 or O is the center, and from there you have two parts of the number line. One is on the right hand side of the 0 and one on the left hand side of the 0. The right hand side has, you mark down numbers over there which are positive, and on the left you have of the 0, you have all numbers which are negatives. Okay, these number value of the point is called as the coordinates. जैसे कि जो भी 1 है या -2 है, these are all called as coordinate. We also gave each point a letter name. Okay, if you are marking a point, then we circle it out and we give it a name also, letter name. Alright, so I hope this much is clear. A number line can show integers. A number line can even show rational numbers. On a number line, numbers to the right are bigger than numbers to the left. Now remember, 0 के right hand side से, if you're writing down, if you're seeing the numbers, these are all positive numbers, means they are bigger. Okay, when you go on towards the right, if you keep on going right side, the numbers का value जो है वो बढ़ता चला जाएगा, 1 2 3 4 5 6. And if you move on to the left hand side, the value of the number keeps on decreasing because they are negative. मतलब -1 से और कम क्या होगा, -2. Now I'll just give you a very simple example कि वो -2 -3 कम कैसा होता है. ठीक है. Now if you have taken from your friend 1 rupee, means you are 1 less, you have -1, right? बट इफ यू टेक 2 रुपीज, आपने वैल्यू ज्यादा ली हो बट आपको रिटर्न जब करना है तो आप लोग ज्यादा वैल्यू करोगे ना, तो आपके पास कम पैसा बचेगा, तो -2. सो इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अ नेगेटिव नंबर, अगर एक नेगेटिव नंबर बड़ा वैल्यू होती है, मीन्स वो वैल्यू बड़ी नहीं हो रही है, वो वैल्यू छोटा ही होता जाता है इफ यू कीप ऑन मूविंग टुवर्ड्स द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड ऑफ द नंबर लाइन, और राइट हैंड साइड पर अगर हम लोग मूव होते जाएंगे तो नंबर वैल्यू बढ़ती जाती है. ठीक है, सो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट. Here, let us see the number line first, and we'll solve a question based on this. Now, I have a number line where I have marked 0 as the origin. Okay, that is 0, and it has been marked as O. Then, on the right hand side, I have points which I have marked as M, Y, B, C, D, and on the left hand side, I have N, T, X, and P. Now, let us read the question. Which of these is the correct order relation? ठीक है, पहले हम लोग नंबर लाइन देखेंगे और फिर क्वेश्चन के हिसाब से उससे हम लोग इंटरप्रेट करेंगे. ये पूछ रहा है which of these is the correct order relation. जो ऑप्शंस दिए गए हैं वो कौन से करेक्ट ऑर्डर है, ठीक है, इन रिलेशन. सो एज आई टोल्ड यू दैट यू कैन सी दिस नंबर लाइन. इसके अंदर इंटीजर्स भी लिख सकते हैं, इसके अंदर हम लोग रैशनल नंबर्स भी लिख सकते हैं, तो नथिंग टू वरी. ऐसा अगर फ्रैक्शन में नंबर्स आते हैं तो इट इज नॉट वेरी समथिंग वेरी डिफिकल्ट. ओके, इट इज वेरी सिंपल बिकॉज इफ यू लुक इनटू द डिनोमिनेटर्स यू विल फाइंड दैट द डिनोमिनेटर्स आर ऑल सेम. So you have to compare only the numerator and that will help you out. Okay, so if you see the options, you have 4 options given to you. Okay, let's solve the sum first. Now here numbers to the left are smaller. I've explained you this. This is the very basic rule of a number line. Okay, the numbers on the left are smaller than numbers to the right. You have to check the position of each option. हर एक ऑप्शन का आपको पोजीशन देखना है. पहला ऑप्शन -3/2 और -1. ठीक है, -3/2 is it greater or smaller than -1? You have to see that. I've explained you that जैसे जैसे हम लोग लेफ्ट की तरफ जाएंगे वैसे वैसे वैल्यू कम हो, नंबर की वैल्यू कम होती जाती है नेगेटिव नंबर्स के लिए. ओके, सो यू हैव टू चेक दैट वे. So if you check the numbers, the number to the left are smaller. If you check the options, you will find that the option number 1, that is -3/2, is smaller and -1 is greater. Obviously, because -3/2 मतलब -3 तो खुद itself is smaller, ठीक है, और वो divided by 2 हो रहा है, तो it will be smaller than -1. ठीक है, it is not -1/2, -1 है, तो -1 is greater than -3/2. Alright, and if you talk about option number 2, that is -3/2, it is telling you that it is bigger than -1/2. So that is wrong, because -3/2 भले नंबर बड़ा है, -3 की वैल्यू बड़ी है, आप लोगों को लग रहा है कि 3 बड़ा है, बट नो, इट इज हैविंग अ नेगेटिव साइन, मीन्स वो छोटा नंबर है, -1 उससे बड़ा है. सो दैट ऑप्शन नंबर 2 इज रॉन्ग. ऑप्शन नंबर 3 वेरी सिंपल, ये तो राइट हैंड साइड के नंबर्स बता रहे हैं. So 3/2 is big as compared to 1/2, right? So that is also wrong. यहाँ पर भी ये गलत दिया है. 4 में क्या दिया है? 3/2 और 5/2. 3/2 बता रहा है it is greater. Sign आप लोगों को समझ में आती है? You all know. 3/2 it is showing here it is greater than 5/2, and that is also false. So which one is correct? Option number 1 is correct. Okay, so you will circle out option number 1 and get the right option. Okay, so this is how you solve a sum based on this type of based on number line. Let's move on to the next question. Which of these statements is correct? Okay, so let us read the statements first. On the number line, 39/35 is to the left of 0. ठीक है, 39/35 is to the left of 0. क्या ये सही है? No. Why no? Because my 39/35 ये तो पॉजिटिव नंबर है. 39/35 किस साइड होगा? It should come on the right side, right? सेकेंड ऑप्शन देखते हैं. On the number line, -15/-19. is to the left of 0. ठीक है, so minus 15 upon minus 19 is to the left of 0. So can this be a correct option or no? Let us read the other two more and then come to it. Okay. On the number line, 4 upon 5 is to the right of 0. Now 4 upon 5 is right of 0. तो ये भी ऑप्शन सही है ना. हम लोग को पता है ना, नंबर लाइन जो होती है उसके पास में जो पॉजिटिव नंबर्स होते हैं, they are coming on the right side of 0. Next statement that we have is minus 8 upon 3 and 3 upon 7 lie on the same side of 0. And this, I don't think it is true. Is it? Minus 8 upon 3, ये तो नेगेटिव नंबर है, और 3 upon 7 इज अ पॉजिटिव नंबर. ये दोनों नंबर्स एक ही साइड पे कैसे आ सकते हैं 0 के? सो लेट अस क्विकली चेक. Negative numbers are to the left of 0 and positive to the right. Right? We know this rule. So option number 1 and option number 2 are wrong, because negative numbers are to the left of 0 and positive to the right. So if you read the statements, you will understand that. Okay, I told you that. Next, option number 4 was also wrong because दोनों चीज एक साइड नहीं आते हैं. But option number 3 is correct because 4 upon 5 is a positive number. It is to the right of 0. So you will circle out option number 3 and get the correct option. So I hope this is clear. I'll just repeat the question again. Which of these statements is correct? You have to read the statements. You have to think about the number line rules कि 0 origin है. On the right side you have all positive numbers. On the left side you have negative numbers, and negative and positive numbers cannot come on the same side of the 0. ठीक है? So you have to remember that. And if you remember that, you will come to a conclusion that option number 3 is correct. Now you might be wondering why option number 2 is not correct. Okay, so if you see the statement minus 5 15 upon minus 19, अब ये जो माइनस और माइनस दोनों न्यूमरेटर में भी है, डिनोमिनेटर में भी है, तो दे विल कैंसिल आउट. ओके, कभी भी याद रखना कि अगर नेगेटिव है तो सिर्फ उसका जो न्यूमरेटर है वही नेगेटिव होना चाहिए, डिनोमिनेटर नहीं. ठीक है, देन ओनली यू कैन से दैट इट लाइज ऑन द लेफ्ट साइड. ऑलराइट, so this minus 15 upon minus 19, they will lie. ऐसा है कि उसके पास माइनस साइन है, बट दोनों न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर दोनों के पास नेगेटिव साइन है, एंड दैट विल कैंसिल आउट एंड दैट विल गिव यू अ पॉजिटिव नंबर, दैट इज 15 upon 19, and 15 upon 19 is a positive number, and it is not written on the left side, it is written on the right side. Okay, so option number 2 is also wrong. ठीक है, I hope this much is clear. Let's move on to the next question. In a race, hare and tortoise jump on a straight line from a fixed point. Okay, we have all read about this story about the hare, that is the rabbit and the tortoise. They are in a race. They jump on a straight line from a fixed point. One jump of hare is 3 units long and one jump of tortoise is 1 unit long. Okay, तो जब हेयर जंप करता है तो उसकी एक जो छलांग होती है, एक जंप हो, वो 3 यूनिट्स लंबी होती है, मतलब 3 यूनिट्स बाद वो नीचे गिर आता है. Whereas एक टॉर्टोइस जब चलता है तो it only crosses 1 unit long. Okay, so hare jumped 3 times. अगर वो 3 times जंप करता है to the right and 2 times to the left, पहले वो 3 times right जाता है, फिर 2 times left जाता है. See, I am reading the question in small parts, okay, so that you understand. So here what am I saying is the hare has jumped 3 times to the right. पहले 3 times jump किया right side पे और फिर 2 times jump किया left side पे. Tortoise jumped 5 times to the right. अब आ रहा है tortoise की बारी. The tortoise jumped 5 times to the right. Where at their final position? What are their final position? Let us see that. Whether the tortoise is ahead of the hare, hare is ahead of the tortoise, or both are at the same point. Okay, so let's see that. Now we have seen that the hare jumps, जब वो जंप करता है तो 3 यूनिट ज्यादा जंप करता है ना, तो hare jumps 3 units, एक बार जंप करेगा तो 3 units. Tortoise jumps only 1 unit at a time. मगर हम लोग ने पढ़े हैं कि टॉर्टाइस कितने जंप किया है, टोटल 5, तो वो टॉर्टाइस के आगे 5 यूनिट्स आएगा. नाउ फर्स्ट द टॉर्टाइस जंप्ड how many times? 3 times to the right. So now the tortoise is jumping 3 times to the right. So I have your एक टाइम अगर जंप करेगा, I'll just mark it so that it becomes clear to all of you. So जब ये tortoise यहाँ से jump करता है, sorry the hare when it's jumping, तो ये 1 2 3, ठीक है, एक बार यहाँ लैंड करता है, फिर ये एक जंप करता है, तो फिर वो यहाँ लैंड करता है, एंड जो तीसरी टाइम है वो यहाँ लैंड करता है. ठीक है, सो दिस इज हाउ द हेयर जम्प्ड 3 टाइम्स टू द राइट. ओके, कितनी बार? 3 टाइम्स टू द राइट. ओके, नाउ अगेन द हेयर जम्प्ड 2 टाइम्स टू द लेफ्ट. अब ठीक है, इट इज जंपिंग 2 टाइम्स टू द लेफ्ट. अभी एक बार उसने 3 टाइम जंप कर दिया, जब वो वापस जंप करता है 2 टाइम्स, तो वो इस पोजीशन पे आ जाता है, मतलब 3 यूनिट्स, टोटल 3 यूनिट्स पे आ रहा है. So, and we know that the hare is jumped how many times? 5 times in all, right? So when you talk about the tortoise jumping 5 times, so what do you say? That how many units? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. In all 5 units, the tortoise has jumped 5 units and the hare is coming up to 3 units only. So who is ahead? The tortoise is ahead of the hare. Understood? And the option number 2 and 3 are wrong and option number 1 is correct. I hope it is clear to all of you. Now this is a very tricky question. So it is a very lengthy question. So don't worry. You have to go in small statements. You have to read the small statement and understand that. Okay, the way I have explained you how the hare is jumping and how it is going back, you all can do that also and get the answer. Let's understand more about the number line in terms of distance and coordinates. Okay, we have learned about the number line, the basic number line के किस तरीके से हम लोग move करते हैं from one place to the other, from the left side to the right side. Okay, what is origin? Now we will learn about distance and coordinates. Let's have a look at it. Now we can see a number line on the screen. 0 is in the center, that is the origin. Then on the right side we have all positive numbers and the value keeps on increasing as we go ahead. And on the left hand side we have all negative numbers and the value keeps on decreasing as you go towards the left. Right? Now look at this number line. From -5 to +5, mark origin as 0 and -1 as A, -2 as B, and so on. Mark +1 as P, +2 as Q, and so on. Okay? So P, Q, R, S, T. And on the left hand side you have A, B, C, D, E. At the center we take a point and call it 0. We usually give this point a letter name and it is O, which stands for origin. I've explained you this in the very beginning. Okay. Now how will you find it? What do you do on a ruler to find the distance between 2 points? If you have a ruler, what do you do to find out the distance? You keep the ruler on the starting point. ठीक है, जो उसका पहला जो लाइन होती है रूलर की, यू कीप इट ऑन द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट एंड एंड पॉइंट तक हम लोग उससे रूलर पे मेजर करते हैं कि व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज द मेजर, व्हाट इज द डिस्टेंस, राइट? So you have to follow the same thing over here also. Now how will you find the distance between points P and S? You can see point P and S. I'll just mark it so that it becomes clear what I'm talking about. Now the line P and S. Okay, you have to, what is the distance between point P and S? How will you find it? Let us see. You subtract the smaller value from the bigger value. So do the same here. हम लोग क्या करेंगे? You subtract the smaller value from the bigger value. So 4 is the bigger value and 1 is the smaller value. So you subtract it and you get the distance. Okay, so you will do this 4 minus 1, and so the distance is 3 units. Okay, what is the distance? The distance is 3 units. If you just normally do this, you can also understand that way also. From here to here 1, 2 and 3. Okay, ऐसा नहीं है कि 4 है. Why not 4? Because हम लोग 0 से नहीं काउंट कर रहे हैं. We are counting it from 1. ठीक है, so that is why जो भी distance बोला है वहां से जो greater number है उसको minus करेंगे तो you will get the distance. Okay, very simple. Now let us see what is the distance between P and S. So you have got this. How did you find it? It is very simple. You subtracted the greater value from the smaller value. And how do you write this? We write it like this, that is distance. D matlab distance, bracket P और S. किस दो coordinates के distance find out कर रहे थे? P और S के बीच का distance find out कर रहे थे, है ना? So that is 3 units. Understood? So this is the way you're supposed to write down. This is how you write down. Alright, so remember this. How do you find it? You subtract the greater number from the smaller one and you write the answer like this. Now let us move on to the next question. What is the distance between point R and O? R, where is R? Let us see on the number line. R, this is my R. Okay, and this is O. So what is the distance between R and O? So if I draw a line, you will come to know what exactly I'm talking about. So remember that we have to subtract the smaller value from the bigger value. So do it. So smaller value क्या है? 0 and bigger value क्या है? 3. So what you will do is 3 minus 0, which is equal to 3 units. And how will you write down the distance? Distance between R and O is equal to 3 units. Okay. So this is how you write down the answer or the distance of the given points that are there. Okay, so I'm explaining you how you actually solve the sum based on distance. What is the distance between point B and Q? Now we come on to the little bit new thing for you, because up till now we were solving sums only on the which were on the coordinates which were on the right side. Okay, so B and Q. Where is B? B is on the left side and Q is on the right side, but nothing to worry. Okay, I've already explained you कि 0 के left side पे numbers smaller होते हैं और right side पे bigger. तो values आप लोगों को पता है. Remember that we have to subtract the smaller value from the bigger value. So what will you do is, first to know, you have to subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. Bigger number कौन सा है? Q है. Q का जो value क्या है? 2. Okay, this is bigger number. And Q is bigger and B is smaller because it is a negative number. Okay, so what is the smaller value? The one to the left. So what will you do is, you will subtract. So Q था हमारा 2 and B है हमारा -2. So you will write down properly. Okay, 2 minus bracket -2, which will give you 4 units because minus and minus here. Okay, so they will add up. So the distance between B and Q is 4 units. Okay, so the distance between B and Q is 4 units. Remember this. Always remember कि जो points है हमारे, positive numbers are bigger and negative numbers are small values. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि हम लोगों के पास -2 है और ये भी 2 है तो कौन सा नंबर बड़ा या छोटा होगा. So always remember this as a common sense thing कि जो positive है those are a greater number and the ones which have minus sign are smaller numbers. Let's move on to the next example. What is the distance between point B and E? B and E के बीच का distance क्या है? So here I have B and then I have E, B and E. Now remember one thing, I have told you that on the left hand side, if you keep on moving on the left side, values keep on decreasing. Subtract the smaller value from the bigger value. Okay. So what is the smaller value? The one to the left. ये smaller value है. ठीक है, जो extreme left पे है वो smaller है और ये b की जो value है वो bigger है. तो हम लोग कैसे लिखेंगे? -2 minus bracket -5 which will be equal to -2 plus 5. -2 and plus 5 gives me 3 units. And how do you write down? Distance of BE is equal to 3 units. Alright. So this is how you solve the sums. Now what is the distance between point D and S? Where is D? So here I have D and I have point S. Okay, very simple. You will subtract the smaller value from the bigger value. What is the smaller value? The one to the left. So what do we do is 4 minus -4 which is equal to 4 plus 4 which is equal to 8. Okay, so distance between the points D and S is equal to 8. Now have a look at this number line. What is the distance between points Q and A? Now this is not the same number line that we had earlier. Now this is a number line where you have fractions. So do not get scared or worried about it. Okay, so we have to talk about the distance between points Q and A. So have a look at point Q and point A. Okay, so we know what exactly we're supposed to do to find the distance. Subtract the smaller value from the bigger value. Now the value of the right is bigger value. So we know take down the right value is the bigger value. Okay, so I will just quickly mark it so that it becomes clear to you. This is my bigger value, that is 5 upon 7, minus the smaller value of A, that is on the left side, that is this. And if you notice, the denominators are same, so you don't have to make it same, and you can easily solve the numerators with the minus signs that is mentioned. So 5 upon 7 plus 4 upon 7, because minus and minus they add up. Okay, and you get 9 upon 7 units. So distance between Q and A is equal to 9 upon 7 units. I have one more sum like this, so let's have a look at that as well. What is the distance between point R and C? So let's have a look at point R and point C. If you look at point R, my R is here. Okay, and C, that is -2 upon 7. Now you might be wondering कि R के पास तो कोई number mention नहीं किया हुआ है. But if you look at the number line, you will come to know कि क्या होगा वो. 1 upon 7 है तो यहाँ पर है 2 upon 7 होगा. ठीक है, it will be 2 upon 7 here. Then you have 3 upon 7. So here will be 4 upon 7. Right? Then you have 5 upon 7. So here will be 6 upon 7. Right? So I hope this is clear कि क्या होगा अगर incomplete number line भी है अगर हमारे पास तो you can still find out the values. Subtract the smaller value from the bigger value. The value to the right is the bigger value. So distance is R क्या है? 6 upon 7. I've already explained you कि how it is 6 upon 7. Okay. So 6 upon 7 minus 2 upon 7 is equal to 8 upon 7 units. So distance between R and C is equal to 8 upon 7 units. Now let's solve a few questions related to your scholarship based on the number line that we have discussed in our previous slides about distance and coordinates. Find the distance between C and D and the distance between L and M and compare. Which distance is greater? Okay, so here you have a number line. You have to first find out the distance between C and D. पहले सी एंड डी का डिस्टेंस फाइंड आउट कर लो, माइनस करो, स्मॉलर नंबर को ग्रेटर नंबर से सब्ट्रैक्ट करो, get the value, get the distance between C and D, then find the distance between L and M, and same thing you will do, subtract the smaller value from the bigger value and get the distance for L and M, and then you have to compare कि C and D के बीच में डिस्टेंस ज़्यादा था कि L और M के बीच में डिस्टेंस ज़्यादा था, ठीक है. So the options given to you are distance between C and D, can't say, both distance are equal, distance between L and M. ओके पता करना है कि किसके बीच का डिस्टेंस ज़्यादा है, किसके बीच का डिस्टेंस कि सी एंड डी के बीच का डिस्टेंस ज़्यादा है कि एल एंड एम का डिस्टेंस ज़्यादा है, दोनों का डिस्टेंस इक्वल है कि आप लोग बोल नहीं सकते, ठीक है. सो वी विल फाइंड आउट द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन सी एंड डी फर्स्ट. सी एंड डी का डिस्टेंस है -1 एंड -2 अपॉन 7. ओके, so I will get -1 plus 2 which upon 7, which is equal to 1 upon 7. Next, I will find out the distance between L and M. Okay, so distance between L and M is 2 upon 7 minus 1 upon 7, which will be equal to 2 minus 1 upon 7, which is equal to 1 upon 7. So here the distance between C and D and L and M are same. So both distances are equal. The option number 3 is the correct option. You will circle it out, and this is how you solve such type of a sum. It is very simple. It is just that you have to read the question carefully and see the number line also properly. Next question that we have is, what is the distance between point X and D? Okay, we all know X and D, दोनों भी हम लोगों को numbers पता है, points दिए गए हैं number line पे. You have to find the distance between the points. So we know we will subtract the smaller one from the bigger one. So which is point X का value है -3 upon 2 और D की value है 2 upon 5. Okay. So इसमें से बड़ा कौन सा, इसमें से छोटा कौन सा है, I need not explain you now. I think I've explained you enough up till now कि the ones on the left side are small. Okay, and the ones on the right side are greater. So 5 upon 2 minus 3 upon 2. Okay, minus 3 upon 2. So that way you will get 5 plus 3 upon 2. 5 plus 3 upon 2, which is equal to 8 upon 2. And if you further reduce it, it will give you 4 as the answer. So your option number 3 is the correct option. Okay, which is 4. I hope it is clear. First thing, what did we do? We found out the distance between X and D. X था हमारा -3 upon 2 and D था हमारा 5 upon 2. 5 upon 2 is a greater number. Subtract करेंगे -3 upon 2 से. So you will get 4 as the answer. And option number 3 is 4. So you will circle out that number. Here I have a question for you for your homework. Okay. So you have to do this sum for your homework, and I'll just read out the question. I have the solution for this also coming ahead, but I would like you all to pause the video and get the answer by yourself and check whether the answer is correct or not. Alright. So for a rangoli, 21 dots were made in a straight line using 3 colors. The white dot was in the center, that is origin. Okay. 10 red dots were to its right and 10 red dots to its left. So I hope you all are getting what we are exactly doing. What is the distance between the 8th dot to the left and 6th dot to the right of the white dot? ठीक है, तो very simple. आप लोगों को एक नंबर लाइन, you will have to draw a number line. You draw it so that you understand. हम लोगों ने जैसे हेयर और टॉर्टोइस का जो सम सॉल्व किया था, वैसे ही आप लोग एक लाइन बनाओ, उसके ऊपर कलर पेंसिल आपके पास होगी तो you can use those color pencil and mark where exactly which distance it is asking you, and then you can easily find out the distance and get the answer. All right. Okay, so I hope with this this part of the unit is quite clear to all of you. What is a number line, then what is the distance, how to find out the distance, and what are coordinates. I hope you have understood all those things and how to solve sums based on this. So please see to it that you all solve the sum for the homework, and write down the give the answer in the comment section below, and kindly fill the Google form which is there linked in the description box. Alright, till then, thank you. If you liked the session, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel so that you can share and view the videos that we had today for you. And please do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you remain updated with all the latest videos that we'll be making for our dear students.
This session was quite useful to you. In the next coming period, we'll learn something new and interesting. Till then, thank you.